Hey YouTube, Jason here with DayTradingFearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, make sure you leave them down below in the comment section. So as always, let's jump right into it. So today is the weekly watch list for August 31st, 2020. What a crazy summer it's been, crazy year with everything going on, and the market's actually kind of reflecting it. We kind of creeped up, right? Early in January, kind of went higher, huge dip in March, nice massive rally with a tiny pullback back in June, and then since then, the middle of June, we've just essentially gone one way, and that's straight up. So, and making brand new highs where the stock market is totally disconnected from the real economy, I believe, and I think we're coming to the late stages of just this leg of the run-up. Okay, and what I mean by that is usually it's from Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend, which is next weekend in September, is usually summer time where the big traders are off in a vacation mode, kind of get away, and then they come back in the middle of September to get back to work, to go for a couple months until the end of the year, usually about the first week of December or something. So with that being said, I actually think we might have another week or two of higher prices. I said this a few weeks ago. I won't be surprised if we got up to 3,700 on the S&P futures just because of the strength of the market. I think we're still potentially going to get to those levels. But today what I want to do is let's draw some fibs, right? And I'm just going to go from this low to this high, Fibonacci extensions, right? So from that low to that high, all the way back down. And these are our major targets to the upside. Essentially 91. So we'll say 3,700, 4,100, and then about 4,570 over here. Now, let's see if these could match up with any other levels. So let's just draw a fib from this high, or this low to this high, to see what this gives us, because we might have actually hit the 200, and we're right there at the 200 just from this little leg of the move, which is 35.20. So I think we hit a high of like 35.10 or something. So we're going to remove this. And let's take a look at just this leg right here. So I'm going to go from this low to this high all the way back down. And these are the levels I'll be watching. So think about this for a second. The little indents are the smaller leg. The farther indents out are the bigger legs from this whole leg. So just from here to here, we hit 35, right? Essentially right to it, basically. Next level would be 38.85, and then the 200 would be 42.91, about 43. I don't think we're getting up there anytime soon, but who knows with this market, with things are going parabolic, such as Apple, Facebook, Amazon, things like that, where they're running up so much that they're going beyond their valuations. So these are the levels I'll be watching on the S&P. As far as SPY, okay, they're all going to be about the same levels, but this is one of the things that I'm going to be watching for this coming week on SPY. Same with the futures, ESs, all that, is maybe we go up a little bit higher and then maybe pull back to this 3,400, okay, on, or 340 on S&P, and then make next leg higher to retest it, because we really pretty much did what's called a gap and go, kind of gapped up and then just took off. You really see it on the SPX chart. You see the gap and go. Okay, so we kind of gapped up on Monday. This was Monday's price action, gapped up overnight and went. And that's our gap and go. Now, as far as market profile, I will say we actually do have excess up above. We have excess down below. I talked about this last week. We have a nice bell-shaped curve. So market profile is good. But again, how high could this go? Do we pull back? Okay, like I was just saying, do we maybe pull back and then go higher and fill this in to where it looks like this, and this no longer is a excess to the upside? It just becomes more of a balance area. So something to think about on that level. So again, I'm bullish on this market still. Probably think I'm crazy, but with that being said, I won't be surprised to see a quick liquidation move over a day or two where we kind of have a really steep pullback, retest the breakout level, and then start to fill this out for maybe a couple days and then make new highs eventually. Or do we gap up again and then do the pullback? So whichever way, I think we're going to have higher highs. I don't think this is over yet. I'm actually calling for that in about 2 or 3 weeks. I think the middle to towards the end of September is when we might get a deeper correction. And if we got a deeper correction, I'd be looking at the market profile, probably on the SPX around the 3,200. So just something to think about. Maybe a couple of trade ideas. Do calendar puts, right, down there for maybe the end of September. Again, this isn't trade advice, just ideas of how to trade this through options if you're looking for shorts versus just getting short, because again, this market could just keep going higher. And it's everything's news based right now, it feels like. So real quick, SPY, for our market profile, where we might go is around 322, give or take. And then the S&P E-minis, I'd be looking probably the 32.25 level, which would be this level right here with our market profile. But again, maybe we gap lower and this is excess, right? Look at very clean excess. But again, I think we might gap up a little bit and then do a little pullback. And again, who knows how deep the pullback is, but I'm thinking the first pullback would be right around this 3370, about 3,400 level for the first pullback. Yeah, it's 100 points, but guess what? I mean, we gained 100 points in 5 days. We could lose in 2 days, right? I always say, take the escalator up and the elevator down, or the window down. So it's a straight fall. So let's move on to gold. Let's take a look at gold. This is from last week where I drew this bull flag. Kind of bounced up. We're right here. This whole week we've been creating a nice balance area on the profile. I actually think we still have higher to go on gold. Now, it's going to be interesting. Does the market go up? Does gold pull back down to this level, which would also be our 38%, kind of fill in these little gaps? No. If it does, I'll probably look to be a buyer of gold down around this 170 level, 172 level. Remember, I sold my gold way up here. I bought it way down here. Looking for this inverse head and shoulders that broke out. So if it pulls back, I'll look to be a buyer of it. And again, maybe this ties in where we roll over for a week, come down a week or 2 weeks, and then as the market kind of makes a bigger move, which I think may happen. Again, who knows? I'm not really trying to pick tops or bottoms because I don't think we're going back down to the lows of the overall market for probably a couple years. I just feel with the Fed behind everything, it's the lows are in unless there's some major news event, something like that again. But I just think we can have deeper pullback. So gold, again, looking for a pullback if you want, if we maybe break above here or start to nibble, and if we go lower, buy some more. If not, at least you're in for some. Again, not trade advice, just trade ideas. So next we have is crude oil /CL. We've been watching this little channel. I drew this last week. We're kind of here. Again, if the market does keep going higher, maybe we bounce up to the upper end of this channel. This is a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. Maybe touch the 200 up around 45 and then ring the bell and then potentially roll over. And that could coincide with my middle of September to end of September move for a leg lower. Again, we got to make a call one way or the other. Sometimes I feel like, again, I'm not trying to call tops or bottoms. It's just things that I'm seeing in the market. And we'll find out in a couple of weeks. If you guys agree, put it down in the comments. Disagree, let me know. But that's what makes a market. So again, crude oil, I think maybe a bounce higher, touch the 200, we're so close, and then maybe roll back over. Next, we have our lovely Apple that we love doing, right? And look at Apple, a little bit of excess up here, really nothing down here. Interesting with Apple, kind of made some weird moves this week, gapped up, kind of went higher, pulled back, lower high, bull flag is this? I don't know. One of the things with Apple is I know they're doing their reverse split. Apple's can probably do a 4-1 split, about $125 a share. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Apple, but we do have a few gaps. We got a gap here, a gap here, a gap here, a gap here. So again, these are not healthy markets. This is not a sturdy foundation. So if we do roll back over, watch our market profile, right? Maybe watch the 440. Again, these should be updated once Apple does the reverse split, but in the hundreds, and we'll see if buyers keep buying this thing up. It's about $1.2 trillion, $2.2 trillion company. They've gained essentially $1 trillion from here to here, give or take. So kind of crazy how much money is flowing in and things like that with Apple. But again, we kind of see double top right here, RSI with divergence, right? So again, maybe this has a deeper pullback to fill all these gaps. Watch your market profile for levels. And then ultimate is I would love to see this thing get back down to about 400. I'd probably be a buyer around 400. With that being said, because essentially we go from $125 down to $100, which I would love. That is a potential long. So that's how I'm looking there. And then finally we have Facebook. Facebook, very parabolic. This is what clean excess looks like, but again, this is a potential bull flag, breakout, right? So maybe it does pull back a little deeper, come back down, retest this, bounce, or does it fail and come down to this balance area? Again, we have a nice big gap here at the 240 level. Again, I'd love to see it come back down here eventually, but who knows? We'll see. But Apple definitely has been the move for probably the week this week that I think got a lot of people off sides, a lot of shorts had a cover, and that's one of the reasons, because look at this candle alone, right? We probably had a 83 all the way to 03 move. It's a $20 stock on it's essentially what, 8% in one day. So kind of crazy moves, but again, remember, healthy markets go up this way, healthy markets don't go this way, okay? Because price can come up, come down, bounce, right? These are healthy markets where they just kind of bounce off the trend line, pull back, keep making higher highs. Here, we're just seeing straight parabolic moves, and usually whatever goes up comes down, but we will see. Time will tell. Be safe out there. Be careful trading. Always use stops. And check out my other videos. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.